welcome to the Power of. Today's Power of is the power of action. Success coaches say that the one thing that separates the successful from the unsuccessful more than anything else is that winners take action. What good does it do you to know all the right steps to take towards your goal if you never actually take a step towards that goal? You know, there's a quote by Steve Maraboli, and it says, "Take action. An inch of movement will bring you closer to your goals than a mile of intention." You know, we can sit around and think about what we want to do. We can talk about what we want to do. We can dream about all the amazing goals that we want to achieve. We can even make plans to achieve those goals. But until we actually take action, take that step to get moving towards our goals, nothing will change. So often it's those first few steps that are the hardest, or feel the most uncomfortable, or the most awkward. But once you take those first few steps, it gets easier and easier. I mean, if you think of a baby trying to learn how to walk, those first few steps of action can be really tough and it's not easy. The same for us. We need to take steps towards our goals, but it's never usually easy, especially at first. But the only way to move forward to reach your goal is by pushing yourself to take action. And no matter what other people say or do or try to do to help you, it's up to you. You have to find it down inside of you to push yourself to take that action. It's your goal, and you have to take the action. At the beginning of each week, like maybe Sunday evening, write out your goals for that week. Then each night before you go to bed, make a list of actions, even if it's just one action that you want to do the next day to get you closer to your goal. And be sure to put that somewhere that you're going to see it when you get up in the morning and see it throughout the day to remind you. Of course, it's always best to do it first thing in the morning if possible so that you get it accomplished, and then you'll be sure to accomplish at least one thing each day to help move you closer to your goals. You know, if today you wrote one action step that you would take each day for the next week, then by this time next week, you would have taken 7 action steps to get you closer to your goals. How exciting would that be to look back on your week and see all you accomplished and how much closer you are to your goal? For a while, one of my goals was to run a 5K. Now, let me reiterate here. I have never been a runner. When I was in school, I could sprint, but never ever long distance. Plus, I've dealt with a knee injury for like over 30 years, and most of the time, just walking was painful, let alone running. And then I had my second knee surgery, and it was major. They gave me a hamstring from a donor, put in a plate and pins, and I have a big old scar to prove it. But I was on crutches, and I couldn't put any weight on that leg for weeks. And then it was time for me to start my physio and start to be able to walk and to put weight on it. And you know what? That was really scary. It was uncomfortable. It was scary. It was awkward. I was scared that I might fall. I was scared that it was going to hurt or that I would do damage to it again. But I did it. Mostly just because I'm so darn independent, and it drove me crazy to have people doing something for me all the time, like even just a simple glass of water I couldn't get myself. But you know what? I pushed through, and I took those steps of actions, and I did my physio, and I worked through it no matter how it felt or how awkward it was to try and do that. And that did something for me. Being set free from that knee pain that I'd struggled with for so many years made me think maybe I could run. I mean, I know lots of people who do it, they make it look easy and enjoyable. Well, within about 10 months of having that surgery, within 10 months of being on crutches and not being able to put any weight on that leg, I was actually able to run 5K. It was so exciting. Now, I'm sure that you have your own stories of struggles that you have been through, times that maybe you thought that you were not going to be able to move on from, but that you chose to take action. You chose to take those little steps, even though it was very difficult or scary or awkward or hard. So I encourage you, think about all that you've already come through in your life and realize that you are capable of accomplishing anything that you want to do. Just take action. Even if it's just one thing a day that you do, it will be something to get you closer, to move you closer towards your goals. So that's an idea. Today, write out 7 things that you're going to do for the next week. One day each week, one thing that you're going to do to move you closer. And by this time next week, you will have accomplished 7 action steps that have moved you closer to your goals. And if you want some accountability with that, shoot me a message. I would be happy to help you with that, to check in on you and see how you're doing so that you have someone to be accountable to. Let's take action to move each one of us closer to our goals. This is a great time to do it. Have an awesome week. Talk to you soon.